Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the show. Listen, glad to have you guys here on this Friday, the 21st of August, 2020. Let's get started right away, and let's open up the charts right here and take a look at this. I want to show you guys something. It says right here on this article, it says, we are dumb about exponential growth. Well, I'm going to tell you, most people, there's very few actual really dumb people out there. Most people have a intelligence is distributed in different ways. Everybody's good at something. Some people are just not good at some things. And one of the things is that exponential growth is hard for us all to get our heads around. It's hard for me to get my head around. And this is why they say we're dumb about it. Because it's something that's very hard for us to fully understand, the exponential function. And this system right now, the monetary system, is caught in an exponential function. And the thing about an exponential, these are exponential curves. Let me pull this one up here. Maybe there's a better one here. This one looks pretty good. Let's just focus the chart in on it. Take a quick look at it. It's the last stages of an exponential function that goes really fast when it shoots to the moon. Well, this is what happened back in 1914. They started this exponential, and very slowly the dollar's been eroded its purchasing power, and they've eroded like 97-98% of it without it being noticed very much. But there was a time, like I was told about kids fighting over a penny back like in the 1930s, and somebody threw a penny on the ground. They all ran to grab it, and they were like fighting over it to get the penny. That's because a penny would buy something. Now a penny buys nothing. I don't think there's anything you can buy with a penny. But the thing is kids nowadays, they'll walk right by a dime or even a quarter in the parking lot, and they won't even bother stooping down to pick it up. This is what's happened to our dollar. But it's like so very slowly this has been going on that people don't really notice it. But we're a long ways up this exponential function. It's the last stages, goes really, really fast. It goes faster and faster and faster and faster. A snowball rolling down a hill is an exponential function. As the snowball grows bigger and bigger and it rolls faster and faster. That's the way with this, and so people don't see it coming. This snowball effect of the dollar losing its purchasing power, and what's happened was it was in this process. The coronaviruses came along, they've printed excess money, and now they've really increased the speed of it, and there's no way out. We're heading into this, and you're going to lose. If you're in dollars, the door is being slammed shut, and most people are not going to see this coming. There's a bill right here being passed through Congress. It's Bill S3571, the Banking Act for All. Okay? This is going to be a trap for people that are in dollars, so you're not going to be able to really get out easily once your money is converted into this new digital form. Because if you try to get out in a big way and try to move into some other asset class, they'll be able to track you. Track where the money's going. And, they might not even let you. They might control spending on this and make sure that the money is spent where they want it spent. They can also put a timestamp on this money. They can add different types of, they can just haul it out of your wallet as quick as they put it into your wallet. What I need to know from you guys, I need to know something. I went to this and I was looking up this and trying to find out where this bill is in the stages of progression toward passing through the Senate and the just exactly where is. I need to know from you guys. Has this bill passed? Or is this bill still being pushed through? Or is this bill going to die on the floor? What's going to happen with this bill? I need to know from you guys. I need some input from you guys to tell me what's going on with this bill. Is this bill been passed already? I need to know, because this is important, really important for our money. But if they pass this bill, I'm going to go on the assumption that they pass this bill and it goes into effect January 1st, 2021. What'll happen is I don't think immediately they're going to be forcing you to move all your money into the digital form. But at some point in the progression of this, it might be 6 months later, it might be 8 months later, they're probably going to say, hey, we're now closing out the old cash, we're getting rid of cash, we're getting rid of the old dollar, we're moving full force into this thing. It might be 6 months after they pass it, and after it's come into effect. When it first comes into effect, there will be a transition. Certain companies and certain people will be moving over into this new type of digital money. But I don't think they're going to force you to immediately. This is something that's probably going to take the full of 2021 before enforcement probably starts to come. But if you wait all that period out, and then the enforcement comes, the enforcement will probably come in the form of them saying, we give you 90 days to transfer over into the new digital wallet, all of your assets. And if you don't transfer over into that period in time, then the cash would be worthless. That's probably how it'll go. I'm not absolutely certain, but that's probably how it'll go. The cash would be then, you wouldn't be able to spend it anywhere. It wouldn't be accepted as legal tender. Only the digital form of money would be accepted as legal tender. Now, when they herd everybody in here and they get everybody into this digital money, then they can hyperinflate it all they want. They just have to add digits. It's a pretty simple process. They can distribute money where they want to distribute money. This is a very important bill they're passing here. Let's move on. Let's take a look now today at the silver price. What we're looking at is $26.73. It's down 48 cents on the day. One point I want to make, guys. Listen. If you wait this whole thing out until they get this digital money in and then they force everybody into it, and you move into it too. Once you're crowded in there, into that digital money, then you're basically betting on the dollar, on the success of the dollar. And it's probably too late for you at that point to try to escape, to try to get out and to get into gold or get into silver or cryptocurrencies or anything like that. But right now, during this period in time leading up to it, you've got your opportunity to escape into a non-dollar denominated asset. And see, the weird thing about it is for people who are don't study finance, people who don't study finance, they don't know that everything that they have invested, doesn't matter if they're in the stock market, it doesn't matter if they're in the bond market, it doesn't matter what market they're in, it's all dollar denominated. You're going to get paid in dollars. Even if you are right now in SLV or GLD, it's going to get paid in dollars. Everything's going to get paid in dollars, except for several different assets that are money all to themselves. Gold, silver, and cryptos. Those are the only assets out there that are... And crypto has an advantage over gold in the fact that it's a monetary unit all to itself. It's a monetary... Now, gold and silver used to be. There was a time in history, not that long ago, pre-1971, when Nixon did that horrible thing that he did, gold was money. So you wouldn't see things like the Mark Dice video, with him trying to give away a 10-ounce gold bar, and nobody even knows what it is or wants it. They take the Hershey bar. He offers them a Hershey bar that he paid $1 for, or a silver bar, 10-ounce silver bar that's worth like... They could just turn around and walk into the store across the street, and sell it, and then go out and buy 100 Hershey bars. But they'll always take the Hershey bar. This is because the vast majority of people don't know about non-dollar denominated assets. All your friends and neighbors probably don't have a clue. They're going to transfer over into this new digital wallet. This information is vital. You probably have a limited period of time to actually get into a non-dollar denominated asset. Gold, silver, and crypto are the only ones. See, for a layman out there who doesn't understand finance, they would think, hey, there should be hundreds of non-dollar denominated assets. No, everything's priced in dollars. Anything you can purchase. It's all priced and sold in dollars. Now, there are things you can buy other than gold and silver and stuff that maintain their value through hyperinflation too. Things that are worth money and continue to be worth money, like antique cars and things like paintings and things like diamonds. And there are other things, that'll always be worth money, but they don't really represent money like gold, silver, and cryptocurrency. And in fact, cryptocurrency is a monetary system all to itself. It is a monetary system. It's still money. It is money. Where gold and silver lost their ability to be money in 1971 with Nixon. They might come back again, guys. They might bring it back again if gold and silver get up high enough in price. It might start to actually take on the quality and characteristics of money again. They might be forced actually to go back to a gold standard where gold becomes money. But for right now, it's a commodity. Anyway, let's move on. I've kind of beat that horse to death. You guys have got a limited amount of time left because the door's closing. And the door is actually closing on the dollar. And, an awful lot of people are running to dollars right now. Some of the people watching my show, might be running into dollars to avoid this situation that's happening right now. They're looking at the dollar as a safe haven asset. Yes, you should have some dollars put away in case there's some sort of an in cash form. You should have a little bit put away for yourself just in case there's some sort of big bank closure or something. Okay, $368 billion for crypto today. 11,773. Bitcoin dominance 59.1%. So that Bitcoin dominance is still down a little bit. $11,773 for Bitcoin. And Bitcoin is following the same path as gold and silver right now. It's been a little bit of a correction in gold and silver, a little bit of a correction in crypto, but nothing significant. And it's going along right now, it's kind of like in a holding pattern or a waiting pattern right here. Look at silver, just kind of like going along sideways in a range between $26 and $28. That's quite a wide range, though, really. It's showing quite a little bit of volatility. Okay, let's take a look at the Dow Jones today. It's up 55 points on the day, 27,795. I'm going to tell you something about this Dow. There's last year and the year before, we had all these buybacks. Corporations and everything were buying their own stock last year. It pumped the Dow up to amazingly high highs. What's been behind this run now a lot is passive investors, an army of them. And the thing about passive investing, their mantra about the stock market is it doesn't matter where the stock market is, they don't look at valuations. Like an active fund manager, or something. They don't look at valuations. The thing about them is they look at the stock market where it is right now, and they make a assumption that that's where the stock market should be, regardless of valuations, that the stock market is priced correctly where it is right now. So if the stock market today is 27,795, the passive investors believe that that's where the market actually should be, and they create tremendous volatility in the market. And so what we got is we got a volatile market right now. And quite seriously, is so many passive investors, and there's so much going on in this market right now with overvaluations. This market could quite literally go no bid. And say, well, what does that mean? It means that they would have to shut the market down. And the market could lead a breakdown of the general financial system if the market did go no bid. That could start a meltdown in the financial system through the banks and through the derivatives markets and through the and that meltdown could freeze the system. Well, what would they do if the system freeze? Now, I talked about this ICE 9 in my episode not long ago. I talked about it. What would they do in a freeze like that? Well, I'll tell you what they'd have to do. They would have to leave everything frozen while they went through the system and found out where the weak points were. And they would have to prop them up with money so that they're not weak points anymore. And this process might take anywhere from a number of days to even weeks or perhaps even months. But they would be rushing to do this process, to bail everything out and then reopen the system again. And during that period in time when they are rushing through and bailing everybody out with the central bank bailouts, everything would be stopped. Frozen just like the financial system. They'd have to freeze everything because people wouldn't be able to make payroll because they wouldn't be able to access their bank account. There'd be basically a total credit freeze, not just an interbank lending freeze, but a total credit freeze where everything would have to be stopped while they went in and it's basically like the Tin Man on the Wizard of Oz. The Tin Man got frozen up, and Dorothy had to go with the oil and put it on all of his joints and everything, and then start working his joints and freed him up, and got him working again because he rusted. Well, that's the way with the system. If the system froze up, they would have to come in and unfreeze it, and it might take a little while, and it would require tremendous amounts of money. I figure with a system freeze like that, where the stock market went no bid and everything froze up and the banks all started to melt down at the speed of light because the computer sends signals at that speed. In other words, one bank goes down and the signal of that bank goes down, goes through the computer line, the next bank that's connected to it goes down, and it's like a daisy chain effect, Getting it all back going again be a huge problem, and how much money would it take? I figure anywhere between $6 to $10 trillion. Then when the system comes back online, and remember, you can't make any trades. When the system goes back online, everything goes back up again, maybe a lot higher, but the effect of all that money coming in, what will gold and silver do? What will cryptocurrency do when the system comes back online if it took $10 trillion more from the Fed? Just want you to think about that for a minute. Anyway, let's take a look at crude oil. 41.68 today, and she's fallen off. $1.14, down 2.66%. The U.S. Treasuries, even if the system doesn't freeze like that, guys, slowly but slowly, we're going to see the price of gold and silver go higher and higher because they can't get out of this inflationary cycle without causing a sudden deflationary event that would destroy their entire system. And they're going to have to keep propping it up. And it's going to take more and more because they're on an exponential, like I explained at the start of the show. And so the gold and silver and cryptos are just going to keep going higher and higher and higher. This little period right now where they're not moving up has people worried. Has gold people out there saying that gold and silver's in a bubble? Gold and silver's just getting started, man. It's not bubblicious. Like the stock market's not in a bubble? Okay. U.S. dollar index today, 93.33, and she's going up today. She's went up from the 92s where she was, she was down around 92.67, 90. She was the slowest. 92.58. She's going up right now. Listen, guys, you guys have a great day. Give me a thumbs up. We'll catch you guys in the next show. Bye-bye.